What's going on, guys? We are starting this video off, kick-starting the build for the S13 coupe. Last video you guys saw, we brought it home, kind of went through it, showed you guys what the car came with, and I've done quite a few things to it. As you can see, actually right over here, you can see the interior right there. I pulled the entire interior off. The carpet was some cheap carpet that some guy just, it wasn't even 240 carpet, it was just some random carpet that he cut and kind of laid there. So I went ahead and cut the original quarter panel some more because the guy didn't really do it too well. And I stripped the entire interior. There's no interior in this thing at all because we're actually getting it prepped for a cage. So we're gonna hop right back into it, start doing more things to it. I'll show you guys exactly what I did so far, and yeah, we'll just get on with today's video. But first, we need to go to Pelican Parts to pick up something for the BMW, and we need to go to Harbor Freight to get a windshield removal tool, little cable thing. You guys should know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we are going to be removing the windshield on the 240 today as well. So enough talking, let's just get to it. Clutch fan for the BMW because this car tends to overheat when it's really hot out, so this should solve our issue. Now let's go to Harbor Freight and pick up our windshield removal tool. Now we got the windshield removal kit. Comes with this cable, some handles, and this little pick thing that, yeah, I'll show you guys how to use it later. But now we got this. Now we can go back home and get working on the S13. Alright, so jumping straight into the windshield, we have this little tool here. You'll see a little groove right there at the end. It won't really focus, but yeah, that groove right there. You kind of bend a little bit of the wire over and shove it into the seal to break the seal, and then you grab your pliers, pull the cable through, and then you connect it here to the handles. So you got the T-handle here, the T-handle in there, and you pretty much just saw it back and forth, and the cable cuts through all the sealant, the silicone, the glue, whatever you want to call it. And once you go through the whole width of the windshield, it should be able to just pop out. So let's go ahead and start sawing through it. The cable broke, so you're probably gonna have to go through like 1 or 2 cables while doing this. But you get the little tool here with the little groove that I showed you. You kind of leave a little bit of the wire sticking through, and then you bend it over in that groove. Just a little bit, so when you get the wire through, you can get needle nose pliers or something so you can pull it through. And I found it easier to go from the inside of the seal. You just shoot it through. Obviously this is a lot easier because we got most of the windshield out already. You pull the cable through, feed it through the handles, and then just keep sawing. So you have about 3/4 of the bottom seal still on there, but once you cut through that, you can go ahead and pull the windshield right out. So back to the time lapse. As you guys saw, we managed to get the windshield out. No cracks whatsoever, but I'm probably just gonna go ahead and get a new windshield when we put one in again, just because this one does have a few chips in the corner in the glass, but we'll figure out what I can do with that if someone can take it. Well, windshield's out. Now we just gotta clean up this sealing edge, get all the stuff off of there. But yeah, as I showed you guys, or I told you guys at least, everything's out of here. Cool thing is that the sound deadening was already pulled off from the previous owner, so I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. So next step is taking it to DefWorks to get the cage done and the tube work done in the engine bay. But I think for today's video, at least, we're gonna get these holes to the cabin sealed off or blocked off with some sheet metal that I got over there. That way we don't have any dirt, smoke, or water coming into the cabin whenever we drive the thing. So let's get on and start the process of making those. So as you can see, we got these 2 big holes where a lot of the dirt, debris, water, whatever can get through it. So out of some spare cardboard that we had laying around, we made these little panels. So you can see they fit perfectly and block the hole perfectly. So we're gonna trace these out. I got this one as well, blocks that hole. That way the cabin for the most part will be sealed off from most of the elements. And we got the sheet metal that we got last night here. We got it all traced out. Let me show you guys that. so you can see that it's traced out here, 2 of each for passenger and driver side. I'm gonna cut these out, smoke some holes through them, that way we can bolt it onto the car, and that'll be it. So let's go ahead and get to cutting these and figuring out how we're gonna actually bolt it to the car. So you can see we got our first panel cut out here, and we had to put a little bend right there just so it can sit flush in here, come out with the body, and then sit flush on there for the mounting tab. Because if you look on all the other mounting tabs, it's kind of recessed in there besides the one we're going to put here. So we got to cut the shape. We also had to put a slight bend right there to account for this. You can see it dips in. So keep in mind, this is all, I cut this out with an angle grinder, and I bent it with literally this corner here, this sharp, this flat edge, and my hands. So it's not the perfect fit, but it fits pretty darn good. As you can see from front up here, all the holes line up. I drilled the holes. Where's the other one? Right there, right there. And it covers the main hole pretty good. And if you look on the back side here, you can see it covers it pretty darn well. Obviously there's a few gaps here and there, but once we get this bolted in, because I am going to have it bolted in, not welded in, for the mere fact that I don't have a welder or know how to weld. But we're going to go ahead and bolt it in, tape up the back or the inside of it, and then right here throw some seam sealer in it so we can block off the elements like I've been saying. So like I said, this is all hand bent, cut with angle grinders. It's not the perfect thing, but it works pretty darn well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom side one and then repeat the process for this side. I don't really know where I left you guys off. I kind of got carried away with this little scuff pad drill thing. So pretty much, I think I left you guys off with making those delete panels, and I finished them. And what I've been doing is working on the quarter panel here. Let me show you guys exactly what I've been doing. So there was a lot of Bondo on both quarter panels. The car has been hit before, and the previous owner, whoever fixed it, just kind of banged it back out and then smoothened it out with Bondo. Did very minimal actual body work. So I ended up deciding to cut up the whole thing. I kind of regret it because I just watched Jimmy Oak's video on how he did his, and I really wish I would have just did that instead. But whatever, that's why we made the delete panels for the cab area, so nothing will get in there, and we'll probably make some too for these 2 big holes and then something to cover up this area. That way the trunk is still going to be usable and I can put stuff in there without worrying that it's going to get wet or dirty or whatever. But like I said, what I was doing was when I cut this out a couple days ago actually, but today I went ahead and as you can see, I can confidently run my fingers through that, because I went ahead and filed down the edges so it's all nice and smooth, or smoother, way smoother than before. That way we won't, if we ever have to take off the quarter panels or the over fender, we won't get cut up. As you can see, everything's all nice and smoothened out. But the thing that actually took a lot of time was, you can see here, it's actually really scuffed up. And I don't know if you guys remember the thick paint that I was showing you guys. You can actually see it here. There's so many layers of paint, and it's actually created, like, you can tell the difference like right over here, how thick it is. So what I'm going to do with this car, because this whole car has been layered with paint, I'm actually going to take the entire car back to bare metal and then take it off to get it painted. So there's some little rust spots here and there that I've been working at on the trunk as well. But my main goal right now is just to get the quarter panel section back to bare metal, or get all of the stupid paint off of it, I should say, and then hit it with some primer. That way it won't be exposed to the weather. I don't really know what to call it, but that way it won't be exposed and there won't be rust forming, because obviously if you leave it bare metal outside in the elements, it's gonna start rusting. So that's pretty much what I'm working on right now, sanding down the whole car, trying to get it as close to bare metal or the original primer here you can see as possible. Then we'll go ahead and shoot it with some primer either today or tomorrow, but I'm not too sure. We'll just get on with doing work.
Alright guys, we're over here getting some Vietnamese food for dinner. I got some vermicelli noodles, got some pho. We're gonna go, that's pretty much all we're doing today for the video. It's already dark. We're gonna go watch a movie right now. So, yeah, what are we doing in the car? We got the windshield out. We got the right side quarter panel back to bare metal and primer. Got those delete panels made. I still have to make 2 more for the trunk area, but we'll do that another day. So, that being said, we're gonna go catch the movie right now. I'll see you guys in the next one.